Well, welcome everyone. We're gonna get started. I'm seeing a lot of people coming in, so we will start just by introducing this event. So we are very happy to welcome you in this second session of my Aupair Life talks. There is so much registration today, and that's awesome. Just to introduce myself, I'm Jeremy, working in the Lyon's office in France. I'm a former au pair. I was an au pair in Chicago 4 years ago. And I will let my partner today introduce herself too.
Hi, yeah, I'm Jasmine. I am working in Germany in the Düsseldorf office, and I was also an au pair 9 years ago in close to New York.
Nice. So before introducing our speakers today, feel free to scan the QR code right here with your smartphone to take the quiz and see if the Au Pair Life is made for you. So I'm gonna just let the slide for a while. So feel free to just scan now, and you might fill up the quiz a bit later. So feel free to just scan, and we'll just spent about an hour together today. So here are our guests, and we'll start with Kerrylea with her host dad, Josh. I don't know if Josh is already here, but Kerrylea, if you already want to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Carrie. I've recently just extended with the Babs, so I've been here for almost 2 years now, and I'm originally from South Africa.
All right, nice. And we also have 3 other au pairs. One is about to repeat in a while, and 2 other are already in the US in the extension year. So feel free to introduce yourself. Maybe Chelsey, if you want to start.
Yeah, I'm Chelsey. I'm 26. I'm from the UK. I was previously an au pair in St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm going back this time to work with 5 kids in Washington, D.C.
Good. Who wants to go next?
Yeah, my name is Hanne. I'm 21 years old. I'm currently an au pair in San Francisco, California. I spent my first year in Chicago, and I'm from Germany.
Good. And the last one?
So maybe?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
So hello, everyone. I'm Marion. I'm coming from France. I'm lucky to be in my 3rd year because it was a special COVID extension. So I've been an au pair for more than 2.5 years now. I've been in Boston, in San Francisco, in New York for my 2nd year, and I'm near DC now, very close to Washington, DC, and I'm 27.
Great. So thanks everyone to be here today. We will go through different topics, and I will pass it over to Jasmine if you want to start maybe.
Yes, sure. So since we're still waiting for Josh, I would say we're going to start with the au pairs in general, talk a little bit how you integrate it into your host family, how your experience is going, and then we're going to move later a little bit about the relationship between Kerry and her host family. Let's start. I know many au pairs have different expectations, how it's going to be with their host family. For me, instance, it was really important to be part of it. So my first question would be, Hanne, how was it for you? What was important for you when you chose your host family?
For me, it was important that I'm a part of the family, for sure, that I'm not only a person who works, that I'm a part of the family, that they want to do something with me, and that they treat me like a family member. That was very important for me.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. We already have also Chelsey here, what she mentioned, she's gonna be then repeat au pair. So Chelsey, what was the difference for you, for instance, between compared to your first year? What were you looking for in there, and what was the expectation now when choosing family for your 2nd time?
I think I knew more of what I wanted, but also more of what I didn't want at the same time. And I knew that I really wanted to be with, like Hanne said, a family who really treats you as part of the family. And it has to work both ways as well. You have to treat them as family as well. So just somebody who was willing to like go for dinner with me and like on trips and things like that. That's always fun. And just someone you can like talk to outside of your like work hours, and outside of activities with the kids. It's nice to talk to them on a personal level as well. So having a really good connection with the host parents is really important.
Yeah, I definitely get that, because spending like so much time with them. So it's really important. Great. And I mean, most of you are already like in the US right now. So after you found your host family and you traveled there, how did you experience your first days? Like, I think that's a lot of people are really curious about.
I can answer to that if you want to.
Yeah, sure. Go for it, Marion.
Yeah, I'd like to say that the very first days and first week, it's a lot. It's a great time because you get to know each other. It's also a balance you have to find between you want to make a good impression and you want to spend time with them to get to know them. It's also a lot of adaptation about the new environment, the new family, the new home. So I think that the very good thing to do, it's like usually the host family plans something like an activity or something to do all together. And this is the best way to try to get to know each other a bit more quickly. But yeah, so it usually can be just like a dinner at a restaurant or going to the beach or going to a game or something a little bit fun. And yeah, then it's a balance between family time and try to get to organize yourself. But it's usually how it happens, and it's pretty cool.
That's nice. Yeah, it's probably a lot of like new, be like a little bit overwhelmed at the beginning when you get there. Great. How was it for you, Kerry? You have to unmute yourself. Cannot hear you.
That's not embarrassing. Could you please repeat the question?
I was saying, like, how was your first days when you got to the host family and you finally traveled there? How was it for you?
It was very, very overwhelming because, I flew directly from South Africa to Virginia. So I was tired, hungry, in a strange place. The jet lag was so rough. But my host parents made me feel so welcome. The kids took to me right away, which made the transition really easy.
Yeah, that's nice. Great. So, I mean, most of you already have been there now for quite like a long time. We heard like most of you extended also or going back. What do you actually like most about living with a host family? Maybe you can tell us a little bit about it, Hannah.
What
do you like? Sorry, what do you like most about living with a host family? Because you already are there for quite a long time now.
Yeah, I really enjoy like the dinner time that we because everyone is doing something else during the day, and the host parents and I with the kids. And then I love that we come together, eat dinner, and chat about the day, and just talk what we've done during the day and eat together. That is one of my favorite part of the day. And moreover, like games night, or when we're going out like for dinner or to the playground all together, I really enjoy spending time with my host family.
Yeah, just to get to know into like their like lifestyle and their culture. It's probably cool. And how about you, Chelsey? What did you enjoy like in your last time you were au pair?
I think the fact that I really did gain a second family from the program. I went to visit my host family at Thanksgiving. It had been almost 2 years since I had seen them. And so it was like super nice to catch up with them again. And it felt like I'd never left. They really are family to me. Like we still send each other Christmas gifts and Christmas cards, and we talk all the time. And we FaceTime even now. And I'm really excited to go and spend Thanksgiving with them again this year when I'm finally back in the US. And I hope to have the same relationship with my next host family, because when it's a good match, it really is like a really good match. And it's just such a nice feeling to really feel at home when you're so far away from your real home.
Yeah, that's so nice to hear. I think that's what most people are scared of, like that they go there and they feel like homesick and that they not feel like home. Like, I don't know if any of you experienced homesickness before. Like, what did you do like when you felt that, like when you felt like lonely?
I did. I can answer that.
Yeah, please.
I did feel sick home, especially because I've been through all the COVID years in the USA without being able to see my family from France for almost like 3 years. So I think the most important is if you need to have some time by yourself, it's okay. But the most important is maybe to talk about that to your host family for them to understand your mood, and maybe they're going to offer to you to do something to forget a little bit about that, or they're going to give you a hug, or they're going to talk to you a little bit about that. And it's important, really important, to have a great communication about that, because if you don't say what you're feeling, they can't guess it. So it's really important to talk about that openly.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's like really good what you said, like just keeping yourself busy, doing activities, and so you don't even have the chance to get like homesick. Great. Like if you're just talking about like keeping yourself busy, I mean, very like a lot of au pairs are curious about what are you doing in your free time, maybe besides traveling, like what else are you doing? Maybe Kerry, you want to tell us like what are you doing when you're like off work?
Well, my friend and I, who was also from South Africa, we used to go around in summer and try different ice cream stores and figure out which is the best. We used to do like a lot of sleepovers, and she introduced me to more au pairs, so then we would go out together and just basically try spending more time with different au pairs and getting used to different cultures as well.
Yeah, cool. Marion, you also said what Kerry said, like that you also have like some like friends in the US, like you have like a group of like US friends there. How did you find friends? Like how did that happen?
I'm a Latin dancer, so I do a lot of salsa bachata, so like couple dancing situation. It was hard because I stopped for a very long time because of COVID, but like everyone had to stop something. When I came back to dance about like September, and it's a huge community that it's going with every kind of age and different people. And when you go often even by yourself, you finish by meeting the same people and then you become friends with them. So it's mostly this kind of people, dancing people. But so now I have a big group of friends, and we do, beside dancing, now we organize brunch on the Sunday morning, or we do on the boat, or we can go shopping or go to the monument. So that's pretty fun. But dancing is a big part of my life, so it's helping to meet people usually in a new city.
Cool. Okay. And how did you guys, like that was like your friends like you found there, but like there are also many like au pairs there. How did you get to know them? Like how did you guys find like other au pair friends? Maybe Hanne, do you want to answer that?
Yeah. The thing is, you have like every month the LCC meeting, so you meet the au pairs. They live near your house. So on the meetings, and you do something together, which is really nice, because especially when you're new, you meet their like new pairs, and you get to know them, and they live in your area, which is really nice. But there's a lot of other options, like for example, different WhatsApp groups, or on Instagram. Like there are some options to find new au pair friends, and there are a lot of au pairs.
That's great to hear. Sorry, what did you say?
I said Facebook groups too. Sometimes I know that we have a group for like French in the USA, but it's also the same for like Spanish au pairs or something. So even if it's not your local area, for a bigger city, you can find all the au pairs present in a bigger city, so you can meet too. So it's cool.
Yeah, I think that's really good to know that there are so many options to find like friends, because a lot of au pairs or future au pairs are scared of that they're going to be like lonely, but that's so nice that you have like people you can share your experience with. Great. Like I just saw that Josh is also now logged in, and we can maybe switch like quickly to him and Kerry. So because I know he's quite busy. Hi, Josh. Can you hear us?
Hey guys. Yes, I can. I apologize. My calendar was off an hour, so I apologize.
No worries, no worries. Thanks again also that you are here and part of the session. I think a lot of au pairs are super excited to hear like more about you and the relationship of you and your au pairs, and how you like the au pair program. So I would think we're just gonna start right away. So great. Let's maybe start with that question. Why do you like to have an au pair, or why did you choose the program like the first place?
Sure. I think it's a great question. I think it's important for everybody that's listening to understand that, families come to the program for a host of different reasons. We came to the program having had someone help us with childcare kind of on a part-time basis, and understood, the unique relationship that could be developed between, the family and her, as well as the kids. And, we understood that, there's just a unique opportunity, I guess, both for more than just, a childcare or a babysitting opportunity, but, someone that could play, a unique role in their lives as they were developing. And so, we wanted both the cultural add-in, if you will, and we wanted our kids early on, to be exposed to just a different way of doing things. Everything from food and language to, personalities and unique experiences. And so, we love to travel a lot, and so that's something that we've always wanted our kids to experience the same set of cultures, or different sets of cultures, but in the same similar way that we did. And we thought this was kind of a cool opportunity to do that. And so, for us, we've been in the program, I guess, 3+ years now, and every au pair has brought a different and unique set of experiences, because this is not a plug and play operation. We are all humans with different life experiences and expectancies, and every au pair has brought their unique family dynamics from where they grew up and what they considered to be how to raise and interact with kids, as well as just the things that excite them, and stuff that they love to do. And so for us, the thing that I think we've appreciated the most about it is that no one day is the same, and no one person is the same. This is not a robot plug and play type of setup. And so I think the thing that's been important to us in the process, and what has made our experience so successful, is a real sincere and authentic degree of openness and communication. And so and every time that we have matched with someone, we have spent time going into that process and kind of explaining, what our family dynamic was, what the expectations and needs were, and what they would honestly experience in the house. Because, I think as a family, you do yourself a disservice, as well as au pairs, in not having those honest and open dialogues early on, because you just set weird sets of expectations, or lack thereof, for folks when they get here. And so we were honest and open with Kerry, as well as our first two au pairs, and saying, look, it can be a little crazy at times. There are 3 kids, and they're young and they're developing, and sometimes they're great, sometimes they're not. Here's how we parent, and here's how we want to kind of loop you in and to be a part of that system. And so I think it's that degree of openness, and it can't really be had over one conversation. This is what I would tell anybody who's looking and considering the program and being an au pair, is that it really should be a series of conversations, experiencing life. If you've got the time, it's not a rushed setup, and you're not looking for an au pair immediately. You need to take the time across several weeks and several conversations, different environments, different moods of the kids, different, sets of things that are going on. And I think that's what's, really made our experience successful so far.
Cool. That's great to hear. That's so important also for you, that, your au pair is going to be part of the family, and like being open and honest with each other. I think that's really important when living together for like such a long time. And which would you say like going to make the au pair year then like super successful for like both sides, like host family and the au pair as well. So regarding to that, like when you choose an au pair, so what you maybe like looking for then, like what you say, okay, that's like character traits which are important for you?
Yeah, I think it's important to us, but I also think it should be important to every au pair when they choose a family.
Sure.
I think for us, there's just, with 3 kids, there's a certain way in which we parent. There's a way in which we encourage and develop skills. There's also a way in which, we, handle, behavior that isn't exactly the way we want it. And so, I think it's a degree of openness between the family and the au pair about, how were you raised? How do you, expect to, help in the house? How do you expect those interactions with the kids to go? And then here are our expectations. And it's important to understand, I think, from the get-go, how those line up, or in the cases that they don't, like if they don't line up, how you would handle those. And I think those are conversations that are they're super important to be had before, you confirm a match and before you go forward. I think this is, this is a unique relationship that I think you guys have established a couple of times. And anybody that's considering the program, you're not just coming, for a day or a week or a month. I mean, you're committing, a good chunk of your early adulthood and coming to a place that is, it's not home. And there are moments, that are amazing. And there are moments in which you're like, what am I doing? And I think it's important to have a relationship with the host family in which you can express that. And you can say, these are the things that, I need help with. And these are the things that would make my experience easier or make it better. Or these are ways in which I can help, encourage your kids, and that open line of communication, I think, super important.
I have a question for you, Josh. I know there is a lot of au pairs currently filling up their au pair application. What is the most important thing in an au pair application you will look for? Is there something really important for you or for your family?
Yeah, again, if you looked at our family application, aka what, as you guys are sifting through families and trying to figure out, what are these families' lifestyles like? Maybe there's too much detail, but for me, it was important for me to really, here's an honest look at our family. Here's the crazy side, here's the good side, and everything in between. And I think as a family that looked through applications and has looked through several sets now, I think that's important as well. Look, nobody expects you to be perfect in every area, but there are, certain sets of expectations that families look for. I mean, like for us, like we spend a lot of time in the water. We have a pool membership and we like to take our kids to the beach and we like to go to the river. And we were looking for somebody who could openly and honestly tell us, yes, I know how to swim. I know how to protect kids in water. I know, I'm comfortable in the water. I'm comfortable, helping kids in that space. And so again, I think it's just honest. It's honesty up front. Like the process, that we go through as families, I think should be the same that you guys go through in your own applications, in the sense that like you shouldn't, advertise yourself as something that you're not. So everything that you put down on paper should be a little piece of your own story. It doesn't have to be, so transparent on paper that, when you get to having a phone conversation or 2 or 3, there's nothing left to talk about. But I do think that your experience in the house is going to go so much smoother if you just are upfront with, your expectations and your own preferences. Like if you really don't feel like you can handle 3 or 4 kids, then don't put 3 or 4 down, because 3 or 4 kids are amazing on their best days, but they're challenging on their not best days. And so, those kinds of things of just being open and honest, such that, when you find the right family, it truly is the right family, not just the right family for what you put on paper.
That's good to know for the au pairs here who wants to like fill up the application. Just be honest, and that would be good. And so how do you integrate your au pair? How do you make her feel she's at home?
Yeah, I think for us, it's always been an open door policy. We have always said, from the get-go, in this household, you will be treated like an adult because you are, and you will have the same, rights and privileges and expectations that, my wife and I do, in the sense that, the children should listen and respect you in the same manner that they do us. And if they aren't, we want to know it, because it's, our obligations as parents, I think, to help set those expectations, those precedents. But it's also just knowing that, look, here is your space and your time and your ability to retreat when you need to, but know that you're not limited to that. Our house is an open house. It's got 2 living rooms and a kitchen and, all the space. And I mean, sure, we all like our own space and our own ability to pull back and recharge whenever we need it. But you shouldn't feel like when you're, not quote unquote on duty or, helping take care of the kids, that you're limited to that space. Like, this is a house that is welcoming. This is a kitchen in which it's our gathering space. This is a TV room in which, we want to spend time and build memories together. Because I think the only way that a relationship between host family and au pair really works is that it's a 2-way street. It's not just a, here are the hours in which we need your help, and the rest of it, good luck. And I hope that you enjoy your time here. it is an expectation that this home, this is our way of doing things, this is our family and our life. You're welcome to pull back when you need to, because you have developed your own, set of, friends and activities, or you just need time to yourself. And so, I think I would encourage everyone to ask those questions of the families that they're talking to, is saying, what do you want our relationship to look like? What does your house look like? How do you run it? Like, what am I, when I'm not on, like, what are you guys doing? Am I welcome in the rest of the house? Like, am I welcome in your family time and stuff like that? So
I was about to ask you, what is the key of a good relationship between a family and an au pair? We heard a lot that communication is the key. Are you agree with this?
Yeah, and I think it's the reason it is the key is, and look, I mean, I can't speak for every family out there. Everybody raises their kids different, and everybody runs their household different. But I think, I think communication is the key to any relationship. And this is between parent and child. This is between parents. This is between, your boss and you, if you're in a professional environment. And it can't be any more or any less important than between au pair and family, because it is, again, you are expanding your family by one in a way that is so much more personal and so much more in depth than if you are just, taking your kids to a daycare or taking your kids to school or taking something. This is a unique relationship. And so I think the key to it, is that there should be a constant willingness between family and au pair to improve. And so we set expectations on day one, we get moving, and, a month goes by, and either while the kids were, great from days 1 to 5, they've not been great from days 5 to 30, they're not being respectful, or whatever the case is. And then there's a willingness by both family and au pair to sit down and say, these are the things that work, these are the things that don't, and how can we change? How can we adjust? How can we improve? Because again, this is not, a day, a week, a month. This is a year, and in some cases 2 years of relationship building. And the only way that somebody, wants to stay a year and enjoys it, the only way that somebody wants to stay 2 years and enjoys it, is if they feel like they're being heard, and if they feel like they have an open line of communication, and that it isn't just, here are the rules on day one, and those look exactly the same, on day 365, or whatever the case is. And so I think, I would say to any of you who are trying to select a host family or trying to advertise yourself to a host family, be honest with yourself. How much are you willing to communicate, and how much are you willing to, I guess, adjust on the fly if things aren't, going the way you want them to?
That's nice.
Cool. You talked, like, you said a lot, like, that you are, like, really want your parents to be part of the family, and like you're doing a lot of stuff together. I also heard, like, you guys, like you and Kerry, gonna run the New York City Marathon. Am I right? Yeah. So
That is,
that's
that
right,
is
right?
true.
Yeah. That's so cool. I don't know, Kerry, like, how is it for you? Like, what do you like most about, like, being, part of family, like doing activities? Like, what else are you guys like doing together? Is it like on the weekends as well, or how's your free time with the family together?
I think, my gosh, there's so much that my host family is so active. But I think in summer it's mainly just like going to the pool, sitting outside, eating dinner. In the winter, my host mom makes a fire inside and sitting around there and going skiing with the kids. Just trying new activities. Like, I recently tried skiing with them. Wasn't my cup of tea, but they make me experience and try new things well out of my comfort zone. And I definitely think that has helped me grow more than I could have ever done back in South Africa. And I have such a different relationship, or unique relationship with each of my host kids, and I enjoy doing different things with them all the time. Like, my oldest, we always do movie nights, and my 2 little ones, we do like date nights where we go to McDonald's or we do sushi. So it's nice. And sometimes when my host mom is cooking, I'll just sit with her in the kitchen and chat. It's just the small things that I personally enjoy doing more.
Cool. So yeah, like, so I feel like like you're really part of the family, and you like spend a lot of time with them. So like on the weekends, but you still like meet like with friends, or how do you find like the balance there to be like, okay, I'm spending enough time with my family or with my host family, but also like have some time for myself maybe, or like do like traveling? How's that for you?
I think I have a pretty good balance with that. Um, I mean, I try and spend individual time with them, but as well as obviously a family. But with friends, I do try go out maybe during the week and spend sometimes weekends with my host family. So it's just, I think, compromise with my own feelings, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. So we try like find like that way, like how you could also like, be integrate into the family, like in that, like finding a balance there. So, but Josh said a lot that they want to share the culture as well. What was like your way of like, getting into the family? Like but I don't know, I think like at the beginning, what did you try to be like getting to know them and getting actually like part of them, like the big sister of your host kids?
I think straight from the get-go, my oldest Abby, she was very much, come do this with me, let's go do that together. And that helped me get out of my own little bubble as well. With my host parents, I think the biggest way that we've been able to connect, especially in the beginning, was over food, because obviously the food from South Africa to here is very, very different. And I would sit at a restaurant and not know what I was looking at. And, we had good little giggles over the food and how I pronounce things, how they pronounce things. So that broke the ice a lot. And then with the boys, just like playing Nerf gun fights and having that laugh and just innocent chatting really broke the ice in the beginning.
Cool. Jeremy, did you have another question?
I think it was already good, and it was really good to have you, Josh. I don't know if you have much time, but really appreciate, and that was really good to have all your answers and your point of view. So
you maybe or do you have like any advice you want to give like for future pairs? Like you'd say like that should they know before, like, or you want to tell them before matching, or for their au pair in general and finding a host family?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, if I had one like overarching piece of advice is to go with your gut. What you typically, what your body, what your mind, like what your, inner being is telling you as you talk to somebody, talk to family, meet with kids, you should trust it. The reality is like, you can ask all the right questions and, take all the personality tests, talk to the kids in their good days and bad days, and the parents, understand how they're going to run their households and stuff like that. And and you don't always, you can't always quantify what you know to be true. And so as you, look for a host family, be open to what your gut is telling you in terms of this is a good fit, and to Carrie's point, be willing to step outside your comfort zone a little bit. I know, that I think both with our first au pair and maybe even with Carrie, I can't remember exactly what her application said. I don't think either of them went into it thinking, I want to take care of 3 kids. I think it was probably on their application or somewhere in their profile. They were like, 3 is too many. 2 is my limit. That's what I want to do. But to their credit, both of them took the connection, took the first conversation and heard us out, and heard us, talk about, how we were going to run the house and what we wanted the relationship to look like and what we thought the experience could be. And I think both of them, hopefully would say that it was worth the gamble, and that the gut feeling that they had and said, oh, those people are actually really nice. Like that would be something I'd like to do, was worth it. And so, look, we all come into something like this with expectations and things that we can handle or we perceive we can handle, and risks that were worth taking, or things that are different that are worth going out on a limb for. And then there's stuff that's on our list that's like, I just don't want to do that. Like, push yourself outside of your comfort zone. Believe in yourself. Take the risk that you didn't necessarily think was worth taking when you filled out your first application or you started the process, because oftentimes there's something really cool behind that next door. So
that's a great advice. Yeah, I think it's really good to be like what you said, like open-minded, like hear the other family maybe out, and who knows, maybe then it's like the right fit. And what you said, like you didn't expect it in the first place, because like not the age of children you wanted or like the number of children you wanted. So I guess it's always like worth to listen to them and speak to them. That's great. Cool. Yeah, I think yeah, thank you so much, Josh, like for being here and taking the time and like answering all
Sure.
these questions. I think it was super exciting also like for current au pairs or future au pairs to also hear the side of like a host family or a host dad. Because they they don't have the chance to get with them in contact before. So yeah, thank you so much for that. I think Carrie will stay with us for a little bit longer because we have some more questions about like other parts. But yeah, thank you so much, George.
And you're more than welcome if you want to stay with
Yeah,
us.
sure.
It's and we wanted to go to another topic too, about extension, because we have two au pairs currently in the extension. We have also an au pair who wants to repeat. That's why we had some question for you girls. First, why did you choose to extend? Maybe Anna, if you want to go first.
Yeah, I wanted to extend because I want to make a different experience. Like for me, it was pretty sure that I want to see a different state, a different family. And for me, I didn't have a close relationship with my first host family. So I wanted to give me and the program like another chance. And I'm so happy that I decided to extend because I'm able to see a new state. I'm able to see like how my currently host family live, because every family is different. Every kids are different. They have different traditions or religions. So I'm really happy that I decided to extend. So I'm able to see California, and I have such a close relationship with my host family now. They're like a second family.
That's nice. So you were in Chicago for the first year, right?
Yes.
Close to Chicago. Okay, great.
Yes.
That's nice. And what about you, Marion?
So I extended for different reason. The 3 years is a lot, but I would like to say that other than the traveling part, that is really important, true. It's also the English level. Um, in my second year, I had two families, and for both of them, I had to talk French with the kids, and it was also COVID time, so I didn't get the chance to be outside with much people because restriction, you know. And I realized that English was really important to me, and I was also here to improve. So this is also why I took my third year, promising myself that I will go back to a full English family. Because it's also, as we said earlier, it's easy to meet friends. It's easy to go on Facebook groups and meet French au pairs. For me, I'm French, but it's also not going out of your comfort zone, because then you speak French with all your friends all the time. And so I'm glad I found some American friends to improve my English even better and faster, but with the host family too. And also in my extension year, I've been choosing all the kids. Some au pairs love being with babies and younger ones. I like to be with some older ones to speak more English during the day. And this is also a good way to improve. In my first year, when I arrived, my little one, Tessa, she was 8. She told me everything. And a couple months later, she was laughing at me like, do you remember when you arrived? And yeah. So yeah, this is important. I think the traveling part is really important because we are here to explore too. I mean, some of them love traveling. So yes, some of us too. So traveling was a big reason, but also English. And I didn't really know what to do back in France. So I was like, why not just keep improving my English and staying here around? And
that's a good way, like, to extend and like keep practicing the English. And what about you, Chelsey? I mean, it's not an extension, but it's kind of an extension, like to repeat the experience. Why did you choose to like repeat the experience?
I really wanted to do the program again because when I was in the US the last time, it's the one time in my life where I've been so consistently happy. Every day I was just happy all the time from the start to the finish. I mean, there were some things that like weren't so great, but it was just very easy to get over them quite quickly and just move on from it. And I love working with kids as well. So it's a really nice opportunity to be in America, which is such a fantastic place. There's so many travel opportunities, and to be able to work with the kids while doing that, and obviously getting a great host family as well. And I think I really wanted to go back a second time because I'm going to be a bit older now. I know exactly what I'm looking for, and I found that. And I think it'll be a much easier transition than the first time round. And I think that's similar for extension as well. Like, you've done your initial year, you know what to expect the second time round. So yeah, I'm very excited to be going back.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, what we hear a lot, it's like, isn't it too long to stay like 2 years abroad, especially for people who wants to get back to studies or get back to work? Even you, Marion, you stay almost 3 years. What do you think about like staying 3 years abroad?
I think so. It's been hard, to be honest, because of COVID, because like I said, I didn't get a chance to visit my family and stuff. So that's the only hard part, because you feel like you're a bit stuck. This is true. But beside that, I feel that on a resume, it's so many qualities that a future employer or like job situation, like you have so many adaptation qualities and English level and different things that people are gonna see through that it doesn't matter. Even for the traveling situation, traveling is great, but when you travel with your parents back home, it's one thing. When you have to organize everything by yourself and sometimes just travel by yourself, maybe you don't see that on the moment, but you're growing up so much that when you're going to come back, it's going to be like another you back home, and with a lot of qualities and much more able to deal with stuff in life. So I don't think it's a bit long, but I don't think it's a problem to go back to work situation or to a study situation, because you'll be more adult and people are going to see that.
Okay. And what about you, Anna? Are you planning to get back to your studies after your extension, or what are you gonna do after your time as an au pair?
Yeah, my plan is that I want to start studying in Germany. That's the reason why I only extend for 6 months. So I can, after I finished my year here, I can start studying and get myself prepared and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay. And what advantage or benefits offer an extension up to you?
I think that I had the chance to decide which state I want to live, or like, yeah, where I want to spend my second year. That was really nice for me. And moreover, like, as I said, like have a other family, see other traditions, other religions and stuff like that. And moreover, you have more time to improve your English, to discover America. I mean, America is like great places. And yeah, you have like more time.
Okay. And you, Chelsey, according to you, what benefits can you find in your repeat year?
I don't really know. I think it's just you'll have the same kind of like, you'll know what you're looking for when you repeat. So you'll be able to like have a similar experience, but also know what like what you've already done and what more things you want to do. Like, one of my goals in coming back to the US is to visit 50 or like all of the states. So I've been to 25 so far, and I know this time around I want to do the other 25. So I have goals for my second time around, which is good, and I wouldn't have had those if I didn't do them before as well. But there's so many benefits of doing the program again. Because I'm 26, I already have my degree. I've already like started a job and things like that, and I don't need to go back and study and like and do those kind of things. So it's nice to just know that I'm going to America just to have fun, essentially, and have a really good time this time around.
Okay. And for you, Marion, what is the difference between your first year and the extension?
The English first, because I feel like at the very beginning when I arrived, the English was the situation, and so I feel like it took me like 3 months to feel like a real family connection because of the English barrier that I had at the beginning. It was not easy to talk about everything. And I remember I had this feeling around Christmas. So 3 months later, we went to the restaurant and it was easier to talk even with my host. And I was feeling like, okay, I'm here now, like I'm in the family. And for my other years, it's true that it was faster because I was able to create connections before. And it's also very different because in my first year, I had 6 months stuck at home with COVID, and because everyone, like, we didn't have any vaccine and stuff. So this is why I have such a strong connection with my first family, I guess. I'm still gonna visit them over the summer. But yeah, so it was a lot of family time, mostly in my first year. And in my others, thanks to the vaccine and the reopening to life, I could find a balance about traveling and friends too. And I needed that. So yeah, my years are different because of that, and the English level and connection. But mostly I had always kids around 6 and 8, then teenagers. So the relationship with them was kind of always the same about the English talking and activities and stuff.
Do you have the same feeling, Anna, about like the English, the connection with the family or the kids?
Yes, for sure. I feel the same. Like the connection with the host family, it takes a little bit time, but like when you improve your English, you get more comfortable. And I agree with all of that.
That's nice. And what did you accomplish this year compared to the first year? Did you do something different in the second year? Did you do something that you couldn't do for the first year?
I must say yes, because I have more time to travel. In my first year, I worked like more than now, so I didn't have so much time to travel. And now I can go on weekend trips or do more with other au pairs, like during the week. And this is what I really like going on spontaneous, like a weekend trip, or spend like your weekend with friends. But on the other side, with your host family, what I really like, spending time with my host family, being a part of their family. They treat me like a family member, and that's nice. That's what I really wanted.
Okay. And you, Chelsey, do you have something you really want to do in your repeat year? Do you have any plan that you couldn't do on the first time?
Yeah, so I've been to quite a lot of states already, and I really do want to travel as well. I really want to go to the Grand Canyon and Niagara Falls because they're such iconic places, and I've never been. I've been to Arizona and New York, but I've never been to either of the places. So that's definitely some things at the top of my list this time. And I also knew that this time when I went to the US and I was looking for a family, I really, really wanted to work with twins. So I put that in my profile, and I finally have a family with twins. So I'm really excited about that.
That's nice. And so why did you choose to repeat with another family this time?
So I would have gone back to my first host family. Like I said, they were amazing. We had such a good relationship. They're just not in a position to host an au pair anymore. And it's really sad because they would love me to be there. So I just chose to have a different family this time for a different experience. I had a really big family last time. They had 6 kids. My family this time is going to have 5 kids. So I quite like to be in that busy environment. So it was good to have that option this time round.
Okay. So Anna, you said you wanted a new connection with the family or a closer connection with the family. Is there something else that pushed you to go to another family?
No, it was just that really. And I mean, as well, I was in St. Louis, so I was right in the middle of the country, and I already did road trips to all the states that touch Missouri. So I drove to all of them at different weekends. So I thought it would be nice this time to try the East Coast. So I'll be in DC, like very close by. And I'll be able to take a lot of like road trips and fly easily from there to lots of East Coast states that I've not yet been to.
Okay, that's great. And for you girls in country, is there something you want to check on your bucket list for the last few months in front of you?
I must say I'm planning my travel month now. So I'm spending 15 days in Hawaii because that is on my travel list. And yeah.
Okay. Is there any activities or something else you really want to do in the US?
Activities? No, I don't think so. Just go to Hawaii, like relax on the beach.
That's nice. Is there another place you want to go after Hawaii?
New Orleans, that's on my list as well, like as a bigger city here.
That's nice. That's a really nice city, New Orleans. And what about you, Marion? Is there something you want to check on your bucket list?
I've done a lot, to be honest. I went to Hawaii in September. I swam with sharks and stuff, so it was really cool. I have another weekend trip planned for next month in New Orleans, actually. And then it's gonna be a big trip with my family coming from France after 3 years in July. So we're gonna travel for 3 weeks from the West Coast to the East Coast. But I've done a lot, to be honest. I wish I could travel more like every time, but we can't just do every weekend. But I've been traveling to almost 23 states now, so I'm pretty proud of it. And we'll see if I can make one more or not. We'll see.
I mean, that's good you had the chance to stay that long to like see that many things. And is there any advice you want to give to an au pair who is wondering if she should extend or if she just should stay for 12 months? Is there something you want to tell them? Maybe Marion, if you want to go first.
Okay. Well, I would like to say, so just about like if you should extend or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that so it depends of everyone, of course, if you're like just in 1 year off in your studies or so, but if you have the chance to do that, I feel like we are so lucky that it's been hard with COVID, but it's usually very easy for us to come as an au pair in the United States. Then once you will back home, you never know when you will get the chance to come back. And living here is so much different than just traveling for 2 weeks. So my advice is to see all of your bucket list and see as much as you can do. And if you didn't do everything you want to, just go out of your comfort zone and just maybe extend in another place with another family, to speak another language or whatever, to try to challenge you a little bit more, because it's a chance that we have to do that. And it's so easy to just extend and stay more that it's really good opportunity to do it. So yeah, this is my advice. Maybe just like focus on what is your bucket list and just think maybe that since it's easier to stay, just challenge yourself and go for it.
Good. And same question for you, Anna. Is there any advice you want to give to au pairs who are wondering?
Yeah, I must say, listen to your heart, because I know how hard the decision is, how long you want to extend, if you want to extend, and maybe with another family. I know how hard it is, but I can say, listen to your heart, trust your feelings, and if you really want to extend, then do it, and don't care what other people can or think about it. And if you really want to extend in another state with another family, then also do it, and don't be afraid to talk to your currently host family. I know it can be awkward, but if it's your dream and your wish, you have to do it, and you have to follow your dreams. And I think that's important, that you have to look what makes you happy.
That's right. And the chance is that you can like extend for 6, 9 or 12 months. So that's already good. And that's different option coming to you. So that's nice. And what about you, Chelsey? If there is au pair wondering if they should go back for a repeat year, what advice can you give to them?
I think the same as the other girls said, really just get out of your comfort zone, because I had to spend 2 years outside of the US to be able to go back. And it's been really hard. Like the thought of leaving here, I've really made like a life for myself where I currently live. And I've got everything here. I've got my friends, my family, a job, everything's great. So to give all that up to go back to the US is quite a big move. But it is something that I'm really excited about, and I know it's the right decision for me. I think some advice, if you do want to go back and do it all again, is just to be confident. You know you've got the experience, you know what you're looking for, you know what you're not looking for, and you know what questions to ask in your interviews so that you do find a really good match with your host families. You know what things you like and what you don't like. So you can think about that. And also being an au pair, you learn so much about yourself. You don't realize that you're going to And when you go there, you think, oh, I'm going to travel, I'm going to make friends, but you actually learn so much about yourself as well that you didn't even like think you could know. So it's just good for everything really. And you should just, if you're thinking about doing it, you should just do it, because I've never regretted anything about my time in America.
I have also a quick question about that, because you guys like talked so much about like your great experience. We have seen like all these amazing pictures of you, like how you like had your time in the US. Do you like I know a lot of au pairs are super worried about like being 1 year abroad, like they're missing out something at home. Do you think like to have like the full adventure, like the full experience, like at least like 1 year is like, you know, the right time, or even longer to stay in the US? Like maybe Hanne or like Kerry, one of you.
What was your question exactly?
Like, you know, if like you think like, you know, you stayed for 3 years, but to have like the full experience, because so many are worried to stay like that, it's like too long to stay like for 12 months away from home, but to get like the experience of culture and lifestyle and all of that, that's like kind of like good length or even longer. So you have like, you know, what you said, all on your bucket list you want to like get done.
I think that on another hand, maybe if sometimes you can be homesick, but it's not happening all the time. But a year is fast. Like it's like that. Like we don't really realize, but especially because in America, they love to celebrate big all holidays and stuff like that. So there you go. You have Halloween, and then you have Thanksgiving, and then you have Christmas, and then you have Valentine's Day. So it's like a rhythm, and you don't really see the weeks going on, and you're like, oh my gosh, I've been here for 7 months already. It's more than half of my year, so I have to hurry to finish my stuff. So I feel like it can seems like a long time, but once you're here, it's so full of new things and adventures and challenges that you don't realize really how fast time goes. And so go for it, because it can seems like it's long, but it's not really. Like there's so many things to do here, to celebrate, to experience, it's fast. Honestly, it's fast.
Yeah, I can agree with that, because like every day there's like something else and every day is different. So the time is running so fast, and I was a little bit sad when I realized that I'm like, I think 3 months here, and then I'm going back to Germany, and the time it's like, I don't know where the time is sometimes. And yeah, a year is nothing. I know that my family and my friends, they say, oh, it's such a long time you're away, but for me it's nothing, because you're doing a lot here and there's so many things to see, so you're always busy.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. I've been au pair in lots of different countries, and being in America was the longest time I was an au pair for at one time. So going from like 3 months, 6 months, and then a year in America, you really realize the actual time difference. And my time in other countries just flew by. Like I don't even remember a lot of it because it was just so short, and there's still so much to do in America. So that's obviously why I'm going back again this time, because I was there for a year and it just went so quickly, and I didn't have time to do everything I wanted to do, even though every single weekend I was busy doing something different, seeing new places, meeting new friends, trying an ice hockey match somewhere or something, and there wasn't enough time to do everything. So I would definitely recommend extending or going back again if you want to do as much as possible.
That's great. So you guys don't really think that you're like missing out of something at home, like, you know, your friends like all home, like doing their stuff that you like, you know, at that time you're away?
I think the opposite. A lot of my friends from home, they'll message me, like when I'm away, and they're like, "Oh, I'm so jealous. Like you're like doing so many things. Like you look like you're having so much fun." And I'm like, honestly, I am having so much fun. Like they should just come and visit, or they should do the program themselves, because like there was a lot of my friends are they've got their boyfriends or they're married and they've got children, and that's their life, and I think that's beautiful as well. But a lot of them will message me and say like, you look like you're having the best time. Like, I want to do what you're doing. I'm like, well, do it then.
This is true.
Yeah,
I feel, because I'm 27 and it's the same for me. Like all of my friends have babies and home and stuff, and I'm still the one traveling everywhere. But it's like, after like 3 years, I miss them. I'll be happy to go back see my family and friends. But after 2 weeks, I will be like, okay, done. What's next? Because I really enjoy to be here. I feel safer in this country, and I feel like people are so nice, always trying to helping you, always trying to get to know you, always very welcoming. And this is why also this is such a beautiful country, and you like to live here. Every state can be a bit different, but in a general way, people are very nice here, and this is what I appreciate a lot. So yeah, I agree with you.
That's great to hear. Yeah, like I only did 1 year and I regret it till now that I haven't done like didn't extend or repeat. But yeah, I think it's like, as you said, like you think like 1 year is like so long and you're gonna miss so much, but then you come back, nothing has changed, and you had like all this amazing experience, and which you will last forever, and you can share with so many people, which is really nice. Cool. I think we're coming to an end. I'm not sure, like Jeremy, do you have like any more questions?
Not on my side. I mean, we went through a lot of topics, questions, and so that was great.
Yeah, like it was really great that you guys were here sharing your experience, like giving insight in your life. Yeah, I think for all the au pairs who are currently there, but also like, want to become an au pair, like I know a lot of like scared or like, like not sure. So I think it's really nice for them to hear and give them maybe more confidence to actually do the au pair program as well. I also hope everyone like who participated, like you could like get good insight and enjoy like listening to our au pairs who are currently in the US or going to. If you're also like still not sure, you can like there's still our QR code again, which Jeremy also like told you about at the beginning. Just scan it and see like if the au pair program is like the right thing for you. And if you have also any questions, you can always contact your local office. They're happy to help you. And I guess that's from us. And we're super excited also to hear from you and maybe like be part of your journey to become an au pair. Thank you all for being here today.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
Thank you. And also have a good day or evening, depending on the time zone where you are. Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.